Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'll be discussing about question number 61 to 75 from NEET 2020 UG question paper. Let's begin the session with question number 61. How many true breeding pea plant varieties did Mendel select as pairs, which were similar except in one character with contrasting traits? Here, true breeding plants are those plants which can transmit the phenotypic traits to their offsprings for several generations. Okay, and here option 1 is 4, option 2 2, option 3 14, option 4 8. Mendel selected 7 pairs of contrasting traits. So, the third option is correct. Okay, 14 true breeding pea plant varieties were selected by Mendel for his experiments. Okay, now moving to the next question, that is question number 62. Match the following columns and select the correct option. Here in column 1, the different parts in the ear structure are given, and in column 2 different statements related to the parts in the ear are given. Okay, now let's check how they can be matched. Okay, organ of Corti connects middle ear and pharynx? No. Coiled part of the labyrinth? No. Attached to the oval window? This is wrong. Located on the basilar membrane? This is correct. Okay, so organ of Corti is responsible for hearing and it is located on the basilar membrane. Okay, now B, cochlea. It is a snail-like coiled part of the labyrinth, so it can be matched with second option in column 2. Now, eustachian tube, it connects middle ear and pharynx. Okay, now stapes, this is attached to the oval window. Okay, so this is how these options can be matched. And if we see the correct option now, organ of Corti 4, A should be 4. So among the given options, in third option we find A as 4. Okay, B, cochlea 2, it is correct. C, eustachian tube 1, it is correct. And D, stapes 3, yes, it is correct. So among the given options, third option is the most appropriate option. Now moving to the next question, that is question number 63. In water hyacinth and water lily, pollination takes place by option 1, insects or wind, option 2, water currents only, option 3, wind and water, option 4, insects and water. Here among the 4 given options, insects or wind is the correct option. Okay, in water hyacinth and water lily, pollination takes place by insects or wind. Now moving to the next question, that is question number 64. Name the plant growth regulator which upon spraying on sugarcane crop increases the length of stem, thus increasing the yield of sugarcane crop. Okay, here options are option 1, cytokinin, option 2, gibberellin, option 3, ethylene, and option 4, abscisic acid. Here among the 4 given options, option 2 is the correct option, because gibberellin is responsible for internodal elongation. Okay, so because of internodal elongation, length of the stem will increase. Okay, so length of stem will increase, and as a result yield will increase. Okay? In light reaction, plastoquinone facilitates the transfer of electrons from option 1 photosystem 2 to cytochrome B6F complex, option 2 cytochrome B6F complex to photosystem 1, option 3 photosystem 1 to NADP, option 4 photosystem 1 to ATP synthase. Here among the four given options, option 1 is the correct option. In light reaction, plastoquinone facilitates the transfer of electrons from photosystem 2 to cytochrome B6F complex. Okay? Now moving to the next question, question number 66. Which of the following is not an inhibitory substance governing seed dormancy? Option 1 gibberellic acid, option 2 abscisic acid, option 3 phenolic acid, and option 4 para-ascorbic acid. Yes, among the four given options, option 1 is the correct option. Gibberellic acid is not an inhibitory substance that governs seed dormancy, and the other three, abscisic acid, phenolic acid, para-ascorbic acid, these three can cause seed dormancy. Okay? Now moving to the next question, that is question number 67. Name the enzyme that facilitates opening of DNA helix during transcription. Option 1 DNA ligase. This is wrong. Okay. Option 2 DNA helicase. This is also wrong. Option 3 DNA polymerase. Wrong. Option 4 RNA polymerase. Yes, this is correct option. Okay. So RNA polymerase enzyme facilitates opening of DNA helix during transcription. Okay. Now moving to the next question, that is question number 68. Which of the following would help in prevention of diuresis? Diuresis is nothing but loss of excess water in urine. Okay, so this is what we call diuresis. Now if we check the options, option 1 more water reabsorption due to under secretion of ADH. This is wrong. Okay, second option reabsorption of sodium and water from renal tubules due to aldosterone hormone. Yes, this is correct. Okay, if we check the other options, option 3 atrial natriuretic factor causes vasoconstriction. This is not correct. Decrease in secretion of renin by JG cells. This is also not correct. So among the given options, option 2 is the more appropriate option. Reabsorption of sodium and water from renal tubules due to aldosterone would help in prevention of diuresis. Okay. Now moving to the next question, that is question number 69. In relation to gross primary productivity and net primary productivity of an ecosystem, which one of the following statements is correct? Okay, here option 1 gross primary productivity is always less than net primary productivity. This is wrong. Next, second option gross primary productivity is always more than net primary productivity. This is correct. Okay, if we check the other options, gross primary productivity and net primary productivity are one and the same. No, this is wrong. Option 4, there is no relationship between gross primary productivity and net primary productivity. This is wrong. So among the given options, option 2 is the most appropriate option. Actually, gross primary productivity minus respiratory losses gives net primary productivity. So gross primary productivity is always more than net primary productivity. Okay. Now moving to the next question, that is question number 70. Match the following columns and select the correct option. In column 1, A. Placenta, B. Zona pellucida, C. Bulbourethral glands, D. Leydig cells are given. In column 2, androgens, human chorionic gonadotropin, layer of the ovum, lubrication of the penis are given. Now let's match these options. Placenta. Placenta can also act as endocrine tissue. So it can secrete certain hormones and it will secrete human chorionic gonadotropin. So A can be matched with second option in column 2. Okay. Now, zona pellucida, it is actually a layer of the ovum. So 3 in column 2. Bulbourethral glands secretion cause lubrication of the penis. Okay, so 4 in column 2, and Leydig cells can produce androgens. Okay, so A is 2 among the given options. A is 2 given in fourth option, and B is 3. It is correct, and C is 4, and D is 1. Yes. So most appropriate option is option 4. Now moving to the next question, that is question number 71. Strobili or cones are found in option 1 Salvinia, option 2 Teres, option 3 Marchantia, option 4 Equisetum. Here these strobili are actually sporangia bearing structures. They are densely aggregated along a stem. Okay, and they are found in many land species of plants, and here in these given options, option 4 is the correct option. Okay, strobili or cones are found in Equisetum. Okay, now moving to the next question, that is question number 72. Some dividing cells exit the cell cycle and enter vegetative inactive stage. This is called quiescent stage or G0 phase. This process occurs at the end of option 1 M phase, option 2 G1 phase, option 3 S phase, option 4 G2 phase. The most appropriate option is option 1 M phase. Okay, if we look here in a rough diagram, okay, if we consider this as M phase, G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase, after completion of M phase, okay, the cell enter into Z0 phase. Now let's discuss about question number 73. Flippers of penguins and dolphins are examples of option 1 adaptive radiation, option 2 convergent evolution, option 3 industrial melanism, and option 4 natural selection. Among the 4 given options, option 2 is the correct option. Okay, actually flippers of penguins and dolphins, they perform same function. Okay, if the organs are performing same function and if they have different origin, then they are called analogous organs. Okay, and these analogous organs which are performing the same function, they show convergent evolution. So the most appropriate option is second option. Okay, now moving to the next question, that is question number 74. If the distance between two consecutive base pairs is 0.34 nanometers and the total number of base pairs of a DNA double helix in a typical mammalian cell is 6.6 into 10 power 9 base pairs, then the length of the DNA is approximately option 1 2 meters, option 2 2.5 meters, option 3 2.2 meters, option 4 2.7 meters. Okay, here the length of the DNA can be calculated by multiplying the distance between two consecutive base pairs, and the total number of base pairs in a DNA double helix. So the answer for this is 0.34 nanometers into 6.6 into 10 power 9 base pairs, and that can be again solved in this manner. 3.34 into 10 power minus 9 multiplied by 6.6 into 10 power 9. Okay, so this is cancelled when we multiply 0.34 into 6.6, approximately we get 2.2 meters. Okay, so the more appropriate option is third option. Okay, now moving to the next question, that is question number 75. The QRS complex in a standard ECG represents. Here ECG is electrocardiogram. Okay, and the standard ECG is like this. Okay, this is P, Q, R, S and T. Yes, in this now we have to find out what does this QRS complex represent. Okay, option 1, repolarization of auricles. No. Option 2, depolarization of auricles. No. Option 3, depolarization of ventricles. Yes, this is correct. Okay, and option 4, repolarization of ventricles, is wrong. This is all about today's video. If you are new to my channel, subscribe for more videos. If you liked it, share it with your friends. I'll be back with more videos. Have a great day. Thank you all.